directors will be invited to New York for a film festival that we'll be having at Marymount Manhattan College, which is across the street from the World Youth Alliance, and that will happen the last weekend in January. So again, if you're interested either to submit a work, if you're an artist or know of a young director that might be, it's for young directors, all parts of the world under age 30. So you can sign up for more information about that or ask me or any of the interns here. So with that in mind, that film emphasis, I want to introduce Claire Halpin, who will share a little bit about a film that she's produced. She can tell you more about the excerpt that she's chosen because I know it's from a much larger work. So I hope you enjoy her presentation.
Thank you, everyone. So this is a film I just finished, I guess about a month ago now. It's called It Just Happens. And as Alexis said, it's a 40-minute film. And I was only allotted 15 minutes, and you'll probably be grateful because you're all standing and it's hot. But that being said, so I sort of thought, do we start at the beginning, do we start at the middle, do we start at the end? And I thought, let's start at the very beginning. So I did. So I'll show the first 15 minutes, and this way I thought also this could be kind of a teaser. If you want to see what happens to the relationships and how they develop, you have to go online and check it out. So if you're interested, you can just Google the title, It Just Happens, and check it out. It's password locked for now because it's very exclusive. I'm submitting it to a couple of festivals, and so that's why it's protected like that. But since you're here tonight, by coming, you gain access to this really exclusive video. And so the password is also very mysterious. It just happens, all lowercase, all together. No one would ever crack the code. So without further ado, here's the project.
I think I've met like most of you already. My name is Amira Ali. I'm a Kenyan, and I've been a WYA member since 2007. And I spent like 1.5 years doing an internship at the WYA office in Africa. I'm here for studies, and of course when I was invited to attend a high-level meeting on youth at the UN, I was pretty excited. So of course I did my observations, and I've been both excited and, well, not so excited all at the same time. Excited because the side events that were being held at the UN seemed to be so meaningful and so on point when it comes to discussing the youth, especially sustainable development for the youth. Now, kind of not excited or discouraged because, well, you see, at a conference for the youth, you would expect so many young people, right? Yes? Yeah? Yeah. I didn't see so many of them. There are very few countries, there are actually like 6 of them that had youth delegations. So that was a bit disappointing. But I look forward to being one of those delegates soon enough, hopefully. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hannah Ondiek. I'm also from Kenya. I've been a WYA member since 2007. I did an internship in the Africa office, which is in Nairobi, where I come from. And I also did an internship here in the fall of 2009. So I really like working with WYA, and I like the events and how they are part of the UN. So that's how I got to be part of the delegation that was at the high-level meeting since yesterday. So just as Amira said, like there's not enough youth representation at the UN, and most of the delegations, even if they had youth representatives, it was still the older people like reading their statements and doing all that. But what I really enjoyed was the side events where at least some of the youth and also the NGOs could like air their views and like have feedback. So I've really had a great 2 days, and this is the culmination at this event, so I hope I'll enjoy it just as...
Thanks so much. And you probably gathered this already, but the World Youth Alliance has offices in many different parts of the world. We have the headquarters here in New York, and then regional offices on basically all of the main continents. So it's a great way for us to reach out to members in each of those areas. and then for these large international events, bring them to New York, and so that we can all meet and share ideas and that sort of thing. So without further ado, I'd like to move forward with the two scenes that we're going to present. You already know Caroline, and she'll introduce a little bit about what we'd like to do.
The first one that we're going to do is Sonnet 8, also by Shakespeare. And in our collaboration together, we found that for this piece, the best way to join the text and the music was actually pretty easy because the text is about music. So it's interesting because it actually corresponds so directly with the piece that we chose and with what Alexis is doing. And also because the text really corresponds with some of the goals and messages that the World Youth Alliance is sending. Particularly, to me, the sonnet really is about the ways in which we aren't as powerful by ourselves as in a group. Shakespeare uses the idea of love and family to speak of a group, but I think that the speeches that we just heard about, the power in numbers are also really, really powerful, and the emphasis on family and the ways in which a family can create a bond that someone can't find on their own are also really in the text.
And I just want to add that the music I'll be playing is from Johann Sebastian Bach, who is also the composer of the first piece that we did together. And I just felt this music really supported the sonnet that Caroline will read. So, thanks.
Music to hear, why hearest thou music sadly? Sweets with sweets, war not. Joy delights in joy. Why lovest thou that which thou receivest not gladly? Or else receivest with pleasure thine annoy? If the true concord of well-tuned sounds by unions married do offend thine ear, they do but sweetly chide thee, who confounds in singleness the parts that thou shouldst bear. Mark how one string, sweet husband to another, strikes each in each by mutual ordering. Resembling sire and child and happy mother, who all in one pleasing note do sing, whose speechless song, being many, seeming one, sings this to thee: thou single wilt prove none. This next selection is from Hamlet, which I would imagine that some of you are familiar with, but for those of you who aren't, it's the story of a prince who finds out that his father has been killed by his uncle. And the story is about what he decides to do or not do about that. And I'll be doing a short monologue of Ophelia's. Ophelia is in love with Hamlet. And we chose to pair this music with this monologue because it really speaks to the unraveling of Hamlet's mind and also of Ophelia's emotional life. And it was really fun collaborating on this because I realized when we were rehearsing that I have so little to do emotionally with the text because Alexis is doing all of the music.
And the music I'll be playing is music of Paganini, who is an Italian composer, pretty contemporary with Bach actually, but with a very different style. His aim was to showcase the virtuoso nature of the violin. So while Bach was writing to glorify God and writing in the church and had lofty purpose, someone would say, Paganini was really just writing to show off his skills as a violinist, but it made it just as fun to listen to at the time, and now it's been a challenge since then for violinists to learn these pieces. So that's the music that will accompany this short scene, so thanks.
Soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword. The glass of fashion and the mold of form. The observed of all observers quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that untouched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me!